Good morning. This is a recording for Saturday, July 19th. So, it turns out I'm now addicted to the Zen stories. And I know many of you really love them too. So, I found yet another little book of Zen stories by the same author, Kai Tsukimi. This one is titled The Cat and the Moon. As you know, I love cats, so the title naturally caught my attention. And interestingly, in the preface of this book, the author explains why he chose a cat to represent these stories. So let me read it for you before we go into the actual practice. Why a cat? Because if Zen were to take form, it might very well show up as a cat, appearing where it pleases, ignoring you when you try too hard, curling up in the most inconvenient places, and slipping away just when you think you've finally figured it out. A cat does not explain itself. It does not wait for permission. It does not care whether you approve. And yet, when it chooses to sit quietly beside you under the moonlight, you feel something shift, something that can't quite be named. You realize how you've been chasing your own tail all along, when everything you were looking for was already here, breathing in rhythm with the night. The moon, of course, has always been part of the story. In Zen, the moon often represents truth, unreachable, yet reflected in every puddle, every bowl of tea, every pair of eyes that dares to stop and look. We chase it, we grasp at its reflection, but we can never quite catch it, because the truth isn't something you catch. It's something you notice when you stop trying. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, the format of this book is a little bit different. The stories seem a little bit longer, and there is no practical Zen moments that he suggests, but just like one question to ponder after the story. But let's try that and let me know if you don't like it. We will stop and turn to something else. But I hope you do. And I hope I do too. Anyway, the Zen story today is titled The Cat Who Thought It Was a Monk. As always, I'm going to read it first and then we're going to do a short reflection around it. The cat arrived on a Tuesday. Or perhaps it had always been there. No one had seen it enter the temple. Yet the incense curled in wild loops that morning, and the rice pot boiled over without sound. The leaves in the courtyard stirred, though the air was still. That was the cat's way. It spent 3 days on the roof beam, peering down at the monks like a tiny emperor serving his court. It blinked when they bowed, tilted its head during their chants, swiped lazily at the spider as they sat in stillness. But on the fourth morning it descended. Without announcement or hesitation, the cat took its place on an empty cushion beside the master. Its posture was near perfect, tail curled precisely, paws tucked like a statue of Manchushri. Its green eyes, half-lidded, reflected the faint shimmer of the morning bell. When the bell rang, the cat did not flinch. The monks glanced at one another, but no one dared disturb it. It sat more still than some of the novices. That evening, as they rose to chant, the cat rose too. It lifted one paw, placing it awkwardly on the floor as if bowing. Then it opened its mouth and released a long, wailing meow, off-key, unhurried, echoing through the zendo like some ancient spirit clearing its throat. The monks bit their tongues to keep from laughing, but the cat, emboldened, continued. It followed the rhythm of the chant with rising and falling meows, slightly out of time but strangely earnest. It swayed side to side, bumping into a young monk's knee. The monk shifted, trying to ignore it, but the cat fixed him with a look as if daring him to break the ritual. And then, in one audacious leap, the cat pounced onto the master's own cushion, kneaded it with relentless devotion, and settled in, tail flicking like a metronome. Muffled laughter stirred. Later, in the refectory, a novice whispered, "Master, is it mocking us or teaching us?" Master Dokken sipped his tea, letting the question hang like mist. The cat returned the next day, and the next. It copied everything. When the monks bowed, it flopped sideways in a crooked, awkward heap. When they swept the courtyard, it chased the broom bristles like a kitten possessed. During prostrations, it rolled onto its back and stretched all four legs towards the ceiling, paws trembling in some feline gesture of surrender. One monk swore he saw it squint one eye, as if testing who dared to break their composure first. Soon, some monks began to avoid the zendo altogether, muttering about distractions and mockery. Others watched in quiet wonder, uncertain whether they were witnessing nonsense or a mystery deeper than their own efforts. One night, as the moon climbed full and bright, the chanting began again. The cat stood, stretched in exaggerated silence, and walked to the center of the hall. The monks froze as the cat slowly turned to face them all. Then, without warning, Master Dokken stood, bent down on all fours, and began to crawl after the cat, moving with unsettling precision, shoulder blades rising like small mountains beneath his robe. The monks watched, eyes wide, until one, then another, followed, some crawling, some bowing, some laughing softly without knowing why. Out through the temple door they went, like a strange crawling river, across the stone courtyard, past the garden lanterns, into the open field beyond. The cat trotted ahead, tail high, leading them in wide, meandering circles beneath the silver light. At last, it paused beneath an old cedar, yawned, and curled into a tight ball, ignoring them entirely. The monks stood in the grass, bewildered. Some sat, some remained on all fours. No one spoke. The wind shifted. A cloud passed over the moon. Somewhere a night bird called. And then, with no ceremony at all, the cat stood, walked back to the zendo, and claimed the master's cushion once again, sitting tall, eyes fixed on the great bell hanging in the corner. Master Dokken stood behind it, watching the monks shuffle back in. He leaned down toward the cat, so softly that only the nearest could hear. "Who's the monk now?" The bell remained silent. The cat did not move. And that was the end of it. But from that night on, the cat was never given just a cushion. It was given the cushion. And no one, not once, dared to sit there again. Now take a comfortable position and take a few moments to relax your body, arriving into stillness. Perhaps close your eyes and take a nice, satisfying breath in and out. Feel the breath entering your nose, cool and light, and then feel the warmth as you exhale, releasing tension, allowing you to soften a bit. There is no need to change anything. Just observe and notice the space around you and the quiet spaces between sounds. Be here in this moment, just as it is. And when thoughts come, let them pass, like clouds, like ripples. like water. And now take a moment to reflect. Who or what might be your unexpected teacher if you just stopped judging how wisdom looked like? Who or what might be your unexpected teacher if you just stopped judging how wisdom should look like? Can you send the energy of gratitude to this person or circumstance? Let's try and just observe how it goes for you. Simply picture this person or the situation that might have been your unexpected teacher and you realized it now. And offer a simple phrase of gratitude to them. Thank you for being in my life. How does that feel? Thank you for being in my life. Now bring your hands to your heart and send the energy of loving kindness to yourself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in body and mind. May I feel cared for, protected, at ease. May I remember that I have enough, I do enough, and I am enough. May I touch deep, natural peace. As you gently let go of the practice, scan your body and notice what's going on for you right now, physically, emotionally, mentally. How are you, really? And as you go through your day today, I invite you to continue with this reflection. Who or what might be your unexpected teacher if you let go of the notion of how wisdom looks like? As always, enjoy your discoveries. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow.